Ladies and gentlemen, the transfer window is well and truly up and running at the moment. And in the last 24 hours, there's been one particular name that's been circulating around, and that is in regards to Jean-Clair Todibo. Now, I've got no idea who this particular defender is, but some of you guys seem to rate him a lot. Some of you guys think he's better than all the defenders that we have right now. All I'm going to say is, ladies and gentlemen, look, we're gonna try and dissect this as much as possible. Firstly, what I want to say is that no defender is going to come in and solve all the issues with our defense on and off the ball right now. I think we need to focus on how Mauricio Pochettino needs to create a good defensive structure. We can bring in Todibo, and I guarantee you there will still be some of those issues that we see right now, whether it's crosses coming in from set pieces, how do we want to play out from the back. He may have all the attributes that can solve this issue, but at the end of the day, you've got to work as a team. There has to be a structure, there has to be a clear instruction, because I find it strange that all our defenders are making individual errors on a regular basis, multiple times in a particular match. So, look, that's number one. If we want to get another defender, and this is the other thing that I want to talk about, but before I talk about this secondary part, just by bringing in another defender is not going to work out. We need the manager and the coaching staff to create a solid structure that's going to get this team defending well on and off the ball. Number two, do we need another defender? Okay, so Chalobah is going to leave. Most likely he's surplus to requirements. He doesn't even play, so he's going to go. Thiago Silva potentially is not going to get a contract extension after the end of this season. I would like to see him get a contract extension. It's not going to happen probably. We shall see what happens down the track. But we got the news from David Ornstein a couple of weeks ago saying that Chelsea are not too keen on extending Thiago Silva's contract any longer. So watch this space. So two defenders are going to go. So who's left? We've got Desasi, we've got Buddy Ishil, we got Levi Colwill, and we've got Wesley Fofana. Levi Colwill, I still treat him as a centre-back. I cannot look at him as a left-back because he just isn't cutting it as a left-back. So we've got four defenders. Now, some of you guys may not fancy some of the defenders that we have, and that's absolutely fine because I don't fancy most of them either. But you still have to allow them to grow. You still have to allow them to develop. We've invested money on these players. We can't just dispatch of them immediately, like we just literally got them in. Is there a need for another defender? At the moment, I find it strange because we've got enough coverage. In the summer is something we can probably look into this. However, if Chelsea think that no, we need to move in on the issue right now, and then that way we don't have to worry about this in the summer, no problems. But someone like Todibo, I think he's touted to be something around 52 million pounds. I think over here, Chelsea will have to spend close to 60 million euros, 52 million if they want to sign Jean-Clair Todibo in January, coming from Ben Jacobs. Look, if we do bring this guy in, I don't want to get into a situation where we've stockpiled a lot of defenders. We don't have that many matches per week this season. We potentially may have next season, depending on whether we make it into Europe, Conference League, Europa League. I don't really know whether we're going to do Champions League. But you bring in another defender. Don't forget, Wesley Fofana just around the corner as well. What's the plan? You don't want to put the manager into this tough situation where he's left with so many players. So we have to be very careful how we're playing this. I know some of you guys are not overly excited about Desasi. Or you're not overly excited about Benoit Badiashile, right? Or you're not excited about Levi Colwill. Whatever the case is, at the end of the day, we have to do something about them because they're our players. We've got them on long-term contracts, so we can't just dispatch of them like that. So that is another thing that we need to think about. Look, personally, I think maybe there is a opportunity for another CB to come in. I just don't think right now is wise to do that. Maybe in the summer. And the CB situation, someone like Todibo, we're not talking about like a Maldini or a John Terry-esque kind of a defender that, if we don't have this defender, we're going to be in the mud. It's nothing like that. Todibo, a lot of people rated Desasi, a lot of people rated Buddy Shield, a lot of people still rate them. So it's not like we're missing out on something superb over here. And I think it's something that we can wait on. That's just my personal feeling, but you never know. I think someone like Jean-Clair Todibo could happen. The other factor that I wanted to talk about was, as you can see over here, ladies and gentlemen, what can you see there? Ineos. Ineos are the owners of Jean-Clair Todibo at the moment. He plays for Nice, who are owned by Ineos. Ineos got 25% shareholdings now with Manchester United. So watch this space if Man United and Nice create some sort of a agreement with Todibo. So that's the other factor. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to Jean-Clair Todibo to Chelsea. Are you keen? Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Victor Osimhen is impossible to sign this month, but Chelsea could try to make a pre-agreement similar to what they did with Nkunku. This is what a lot of the pundits out there have been saying. A lot of the fans have been saying as well that are clued on the news that's been circulating around. I also believe getting Osimhen in January is probably impossible. Napoli's in, Champions League second round. They're probably in and around for the competing for the Serie A title as well. They're the current champions at the moment, and they're going to try their level best to at least secure Europe for next season. So I don't know if someone like Osimhen will be making the jump in January. It's going to be a huge loss for Napoli, but there could be a pre-agreement done in January so that he can join us first thing next season. So look, this would be Osimhen and Ivan Toney were the top picks, and then as the season started, it kind of sort of felt like these two situations are just not going to happen. But over the last couple of days since Osimhen's online shenanigan showing that he would hinting that possibly he could join Chelsea Football Club, it's kind of made me think that maybe it could happen. Maybe our owners, our board could find a solution to negotiate with Napoli and at the same time maintain financial fair play rules and regulation. We'll have to let go a lot of players and raise funds for Victor Osimhen, but Victor Osimhen is the one that I would love to see. However, if it doesn't happen, I've said Dominic Solanke as my next choice. I know a lot of you guys laugh at it, and you're probably going to laugh at it again, and keep laughing, no problems. But I don't want any other strikers. No other strikers give me that type of feeling that they can do something at Chelsea Football Club. If that's the case, if we can't get any of these players, might as well stick with Nkunku up front, Broya as the secondary striker. Nicholas Jackson obviously goes away on African Cup of Nations, but he can be very, very good, I think, as a second striker, and we continue that manner. That is probably going to disadvantage us in the second half of the season where we can potentially salvage something. We are just a striker away from salvaging this particular season, so that's something to think about. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Galatasaray could terminate Hakim Ziyech's loan. He has not performed as expected and has been ineffective. Sad situation. Look, the last time I watched Hakim Ziyech was against Man United, and he scored 2 goals, and he was the the thorn in Man United's Champions League path. So look, sad times. Potentially, he might come back to Chelsea. Look, I don't think his Chelsea career will kick off ever again. It's done and dusted. I think he went to Galatasaray on a free loan as well. Like it was a no fees, no nothing, on a free loan. And I think this might be his last season. So he's going to potentially leave on a free anyway. So look, this situation is sad that he could come back, but he'll be shipped off somewhere very, very soon after that. Look, I'm just sad that it seems like it hasn't worked out completely at Galatasaray. It's been bits and pieces. And Hakim Ziyech's career since he joined Chelsea Football Club has been bits and pieces. So, look, I wish him all the best wherever his career lies in the future. But it's certainly not going to be Chelsea Football Club, and you know how much I love Hakim Ziyech. So it's sad for me to say this, but it is the truth. Chelsea could receive interest in winger Noni Madueke. This is coming from Matt Law. Look, do you know what? This news will irritate a lot of people right now. But literally 2 games ago, people weren't talking about Madueke that much. I mean, they were saying that, look, he should potentially get some game time. He's getting mistreated. But a lot of people were just not too bothered. Like myself, I wasn't too bothered about it. Now, the last couple of games, scoring goals, looking very good, working so hard for the team. You want to see that continue on. You really do. So if Chelsea were to get rid of Noni Madueke in this particular window, which I think they might have penciled it down before, this is how football changes so quickly. There is competition, but I think Noni Madueke has now made enough effort to start next up against Fulham. So as long as he can stay fit, as long as he can keep working hard for Mauricio Pochettino, and I think Noni Madueke recently said one of the things that was really annoying Pochettino was the fact that he needed to be working hard for the team and be connected with the team a lot more. Goals are not something that he's too worried about. Goals will come, hopefully, from many other sources. But the fact that Noni Madueke is scoring goals and working hard, it's put up a nice little package for himself. So, look, I would find it strange if Noni Madueke is to leave now. I wouldn't want to add anyone else besides a striker and keep the wingers as it is. Good, healthy competition between Madueke, Sterling, Palmer, Nkunku, Mudryk, and the like. So keep it as it is, and we keep it going and allow Noni Madueke to just keep getting these starts and see where this takes and if he can cement a position. So let me know your thoughts about Noni Madueke. I mean, would you be okay if a bid of, I don't know, something sensational came, something around 40, 45 million pounds came around? Would you entertain that? Let me know. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try and cover this a lot more in tomorrow's stream. But I just wanted to touch base on this one. Chelsea and Conor Gallagher are talking over a new contract. The conversation is still there. Mauricio Pochettino is in every conversation he's saying he is an important player for this team. Let's see what happens in the next days, weeks regarding bids. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. This will be the biggest topic in this entire transfer window, along with the striker, saga that's going to happen in this transfer in January transfer window. But Gallagher, look, Pochettino is making it clear he doesn't want to let him go, but I think the board and the owners could be quite adamant to get rid of him for pure profit. In every conversation, Mauricio Pochettino has the directors. He mentions Conor Gallagher as important as for his team and this season especially. There you go. So look, this will be a big battle internally as to what happens with Conor Gallagher. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Todibo. Let me know your thoughts about the striker situation and everything we've touched on. This transfer window is going to be buzzing. We're going to be covering every bit of grass in this transfer window, so stay tuned. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone, take care and see ya. Bye.